Welcome to the Stoic Golden Tribe, where enduring wisdom meets the strength of presence, and where we uncover the truths modern society refuses to teach men. Today, we dive into a truth so few understand, the secret to making women feel magnetic energy around you, because it's not about looks, it's not about wealth, it's not about charming words, it's about energy, the silent, powerful force that makes her feel safe, seen, and valued in your presence. The kind of man who carries this energy doesn't need to chase, impress, or perform. He becomes a gravity that women choose to orbit, a man of presence, a man of emotional strength, a man of quiet power. Throughout history, women have been drawn to men who understood this invisible art, men who knew how to make a woman feel not just admired, but cherished, not just desired, but deeply respected. In this video, you'll discover the powerful emotional intelligences that unlock this magnetic energy. You'll learn lessons from history's greatest love stories, and you'll walk away with real, unshakable truths that will change how you move forever. Stay tuned until the very end, because once you master this, you'll never chase again. You'll attract. If you're ready to reclaim your silent power, like this video, share it with a brother who needs this. Subscribe for more timeless truths, and drop a comment below. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Energy of Presence. Why women feel what words cannot say. There's a powerful truth every man must understand. Women are not first drawn to what they hear or what they see. They are drawn to what they feel. Before you ever say a word, before you ever make a move, she is already feeling your energy. Your energy speaks louder than your voice, and one of the greatest gifts you can give a woman is the feeling of your true presence. But what does presence actually mean? Presence is the rare ability to be fully here. It's not thinking about what to say next, not distracted, not performing. It's an unspoken declaration that says, I am grounded, I am sure of myself, I am at peace within my own spirit. In a world full of men chasing attention, approval, and validation, the man who can simply be stands out as a giant among boys. Consider the legendary love story of Cleopatra and Julius Caesar. Cleopatra was one of the most desired women in history, not only because of her beauty, but because of the way she commanded rooms. Yet when Julius Caesar met her, he did not melt under her charm, he did not chase. Instead, he met her energy with an even greater force, the calm, assured presence of a man who knew his power. It was Caesar's energy that captivated Cleopatra, his stillness, his command over himself, his lack of neediness. He made her feel safe, not by trying to win her, but by simply being the kind of man who needed no winning. Today, presence is even more rare. Men are often glued to screens, lost in their own anxious thoughts, or trying to game women with tactics and tricks. But when you can look her in the eye, when you can listen fully without interrupting, when your body language says, I am not rushing, I am not seeking approval, I am simply here, you become unforgettable. A woman feels magnetic energy around a man who isn't trying to rush her, fix her, or impress her. She feels it in the patience of his voice. She feels it in the way he listens without the desperate need to respond. She feels it when he honors her words, not by agreeing with everything she says, but by being deeply attentive. If you want to develop the kind of magnetic energy women crave, you must first master your own nervous system. A restless spirit creates restless relationships. An anxious mind creates anxious attraction. But a calm man, a man who breathes slowly, who walks with quiet confidence, who carries no hidden agenda, creates safety. And safety is the soil where love, desire, and loyalty grow. Here's a truth they won't tell you. Before a woman can surrender her heart, she must trust your presence. She must trust that you are not ruled by the chaos outside or the storms inside. She must feel, not hear, that you are solid. This doesn't mean you are perfect. It means you are honest with yourself. It means you can feel fear without reacting. It means you can feel attraction without losing your frame. It means you can hold space for her emotions without trying to control them. This is the invisible gravity of kings. Presence requires mastery of your emotional state. It demands you notice when your mind is racing and return to stillness. It demands that you become deeply aware of your own body, your breathing, your posture, your heart rate, because she is feeling all of it. You cannot fake presence. You either have it or you don't. When you walk into a room, your emotional state enters before you do. And a woman's subconscious picks up on the silent language of your body, your energy, and your spirit. Train yourself to slow down. Train yourself to breathe deeper. Train yourself to feel the ground under your feet and the sky above your head. The more rooted you are in yourself, the more naturally women will feel magnetically drawn to you. Not because you said the perfect thing, but because you are the thing. The secret to making women feel magnetic energy around you does not begin with strategies. It begins with spirit. It begins with the decision to master your inner world so that you radiate strength, peace, and presence wherever you go. In the chapters ahead, we will go even deeper into how to make a woman feel cherished, safe, and alive in your presence, just like the legendary men throughout history once did. But first, remember this. You cannot chase peace. You must become peace. Drop a comment below. I choose to be present, not desperate. Chapter 2. Making her feel like a queen. The lost art of noble attention. In a world drowning in noise where attention is divided between 1,000 screens and 1,000,000 shallow conversations, the man who knows how to truly see a woman stands out like a king among peasants. One of the greatest secrets to creating magnetic energy is this: make her feel like a queen in your presence. And no, this does not mean spoiling her with gifts or showering her with constant flattery. It means offering her the rarest gift a man can give today: your full, undivided, noble attention. Let's go back to one of the most famous relationships in history, Queen Victoria and Prince Albert. Queen Victoria was one of the most powerful women to ever rule England. Yet history tells us she was captivated by Prince Albert, not because he tried to dominate her, but because he had the strength to meet her as an equal in spirit. Albert didn't shrink in her presence, nor did he try to control her. Instead, he brought a noble heart, a sharp mind, and a steady hand. He made her feel like a queen, not because he obeyed her every whim, but because he treated her with a kind of sacred honor. His attention was not shallow or transactional, it was deep, focused, sincere. Victoria once wrote in her personal diaries that Albert was her everything, because in his eyes, she wasn't just a ruler, she was a woman who was deeply seen, deeply valued, and deeply loved. Today, very few men know how to look at a woman without a gender. Too many either idolize her unrealistically or treat her as a prize to win. But the man who holds a woman in sacred esteem, the man who sees not just her beauty, but her essence, this is the man who leaves an imprint on her heart forever. To make a woman feel like a queen, you must train your attention to become royal. Royal attention is not desperate. Royal attention is not anxious. Royal attention is secure. When you listen to her, listen as if she is the only person in the world. When you speak to her, let your words be thoughtful, deliberate, and rooted in respect. When you touch her, and if she invites it, let it be with the tenderness of a man who understands the privilege of connection. You do not rush a queen. You do not pressure a queen. You honor her, you challenge her, you stand with her, and most of all, you allow her to feel safe in your steady light. If you want a woman to feel like a queen around you, become the kind of man a queen would respect. Work on your self-mastery, strengthen your purpose, lead yourself with discipline and vision. Then when you turn your attention toward her, it will carry the weight of a man who is sovereign in himself. Not a boy begging for affection, but a king offering the richness of his spirit. Remember, women do not fall in love with men who need them to feel whole. They fall in love with men who invite them into a wholeness they already carry. This is how you create a dynamic where she wants to rise in your presence, because she feels more beautiful, more seen, more alive beside you. You become the rare mirror that reflects her deeper essence, not her vanity, but her spirit. And in a world starved for real connection, that kind of mirror is irresistible. To offer noble attention, you must cultivate emotional maturity. Immature men are reactive. They listen only to respond. They give attention only when they hope to get something back. But emotionally strong men listen to understand. They observe without judgment. They are not triggered by emotions, nor are they seduced by appearances. They can hold space for a woman's emotions without needing to fix them or control them. They know how to be a fortress, steady, unmoved, deeply compassionate. This emotional strength creates a magnetic pull stronger than any superficial charm, because when a woman feels that your attention is not transactional, when she feels that you see her without trying to own her, when she feels that you honor her without trying to possess her, she will lean into your energy naturally, willingly, and with trust. The art of making a woman feel like a queen has been lost in modern times. But for the man who revives it, who embodies noble attention and emotional sovereignty, there is no shortage of loyalty, devotion, and feminine energy drawn into his orbit. If you want to make her feel magnetic energy around you, start here. Treat her essence like royalty, not her ego. Honor her depth, not just her beauty. Value her heart, not just her body. And stand as the king who needs no crown to command respect. Drop a comment below. I honor her spirit, not just her beauty. Chapter 3. Creating Emotional Safety, the Unbreakable Foundation of Deep Connection. If you strip away all the distractions, the status games, the flirting, the shallow conversations, you will find that at the core of every powerful relationship lies one unbreakable foundation: emotional safety. Without it, attraction is shallow and temporary. With it, attraction deepens into devotion. If a woman cannot feel safe in your presence, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, no amount of good looks, wealth, or charisma will ever be enough. Because here's the reality most men never hear. A woman will not bloom where she feels unsafe, but she will overflow where she feels protected. History gives us a stunning example in the love story of Eleanor of Aquitaine and King Henry II. Eleanor was no ordinary woman. She was one of the most powerful and influential queens in medieval Europe, fierce, brilliant, and independent. Yet when she married Henry, despite their tempestuous moments, she found a man who could match her spirit without trying to dominate it. Henry was a king, not only of lands, but of emotional gravity. He understood Eleanor's fire, her ambition, her complexity, and he never tried to suppress it. Instead, he gave her room to breathe within the security of his leadership. He allowed her to be fully herself. Knowing that a queen cannot be caged, he provided strength without suffocation, power without pettiness, and because of this, Eleanor gave him fierce loyalty, even when politics and kingdoms shifted like sand. Today, women are more independent than ever. They can build businesses, earn fortunes, and command respect in the world. But emotionally, they still long for the timeless, unchanging truth, to be deeply, unwaveringly safe in a man's presence. Emotional safety is not about pampering her ego. It's about creating an environment where her feminine heart can relax, express, and flourish. It means she knows she can bring her emotions, joy, sadness, frustration, excitement, and you will not belittle them, fear them, or try to dominate them. It means she knows that when life gets hard, you will not collapse under pressure. You will not lash out like a wounded boy. You will hold your frame like a man, steady, compassionate, and clear. If you want to create emotional safety, start by mastering yourself. Master your reactions. When a woman expresses anger, sadness, or fear, do not meet her emotion with anger of your own. Stay grounded, stay patient, stay present. Master your purpose. A man without mission becomes a man who uses women to fill his emptiness. A man with purpose, however, offers a rooted foundation that invites women to rest in his strength. Master your boundaries. Emotional safety is not about tolerating disrespect. It's about showing a woman that you can enforce boundaries calmly and firmly without drama. Remember, women test not because they want you to fail, but because they need to know they are safe with your strength. If you can remain composed in the face of emotional storms, she will trust you more deeply than words could ever convince her. Creating emotional safety demands that you develop deep emotional intelligence. Know your emotions without being ruled by them. Recognize her emotions without needing to fix them. Offer validation without losing your leadership. When a woman senses that you do not fear her emotions, that you do not shrink from them or punish her for them, she feels a primal sense of trust. And when trust takes root, attraction evolves into something far greater than infatuation. It evolves into loyalty, into reverence, into a kind of love that withstands storms and seasons. This is why so many men, despite initial chemistry, end up pushing women away. They are unstable. They are reactive. They are unable to provide the deep emotional grounding that allows a woman's heart to truly rest. But when you become the man whose energy is a shelter, not a battlefield, you become irresistible. Not because you chase, not because you flatter, but because you embody the masculine strength she can finally exhale into. Emotional safety is not optional. It is the bedrock of any meaningful connection between a man and a woman. You cannot fake it. You must become it. You must become the man who can be trusted with a woman's heart, not just her body. You must become the man whose strength does not crush, but protects. You must become the man whose spirit invites, not invades. If you want to make a woman feel magnetic energy around you, if you want her to open the deepest chambers of her love and loyalty, then you must make emotional safety your highest priority. Because when a woman feels safe with you, she will bring you more beauty, more joy, and more devotion than you could ever chase down in a lifetime. Drop a comment below. I am her calm in every storm. Chapter 4. When presence becomes power, becoming the man. She feels without a word. Presence. It's a word tossed around a lot these days, but few truly understand its force. Presence is not just being physically near a woman. Presence is the invisible, magnetic field that surrounds you, a force that speaks before you open your mouth, that holds space without demanding attention, that changes the energy of a room the moment you enter. If you want to create magnetic energy around you that women feel instinctively, you must master the art of true masculine presence. Let's turn to a man whose presence was legendary, Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor. He didn't need wild displays of power. He didn't need to shout, to flex, or to command through fear. His very being carried a weight, a calmness, a depth. It was said that in the presence of Marcus Aurelius, even the most restless minds grew still. He ruled an empire not just with military strategy, but with the immense gravity of his inner stillness. And here's the secret. Presence is inner mastery made visible. It's not something you perform, it's something you become. And it is felt, especially by the feminine heart, which is wired to detect it at an almost supernatural level. Women today are bombarded with noise, social media, dating apps, constant distraction. They meet dozens of men who can text well, boast loudly, and pose impressively. But they almost never meet a man who is simply still, rooted, unshakable. The man who does not chase her energy, but instead radiates his own. The man who is not easily flustered, not desperate for approval, not enslaved by urgency. When you walk into a room, your body language should speak, I am enough. When you listen to a woman, your eyes should say, I am here, I see you, I am unmoved. When you speak, your voice should carry the calm power of a man who knows who he is, not a boy seeking validation. This level of presence cannot be faked for long. It must be built through discipline, solitude, reflection, and the pursuit of meaning. If you want to cultivate true masculine presence, start with these practices. Practice stillness. Train yourself to be comfortable in silence. A man who can sit quietly, undistracted by his own restlessness, will command attention without asking for it. Own your space. Wherever you are, ground yourself physically. Feel the weight of your body. Feel your breath. Own your environment without needing to dominate it. Slow down your movements. Move with purpose. A man who rushes sends the message that he is controlled by external forces. A man who moves deliberately sends the message that he is sovereign over himself. Refine your inner dialogue. The thoughts you entertain shape the energy you emit. If your mind is frantic and insecure, women will feel it, even if you smile. If your mind is calm and focused, women will feel that too, and they will be drawn in without knowing why. Remember, masculine presence is not about doing more. It's about being more, being deeper, being fuller, being stronger in your spirit. When you cultivate this, you will notice women naturally lean into your energy. They will want to talk to you longer. They will feel safer, more feminine, more alive around you, because they feel your presence anchoring them without trapping them. Presence is not domination. Presence is invitation. The immature man tries to force connection. The mature man simply holds a powerful, inviting space. He does not chase emotions. He welcomes them. He does not run from discomfort. He steadies it. He does not perform confidence. He breathes it. And because of this, the feminine heart cannot resist him, because he offers what the world so rarely gives, a sanctuary in human form. This is the real game, not tricks, not manipulation, but the deep emotional strength that creates real polarity between the masculine and feminine. To create magnetic energy around you, to make women feel something different, something unforgettable. You must become the man whose being is the message, a man of royal attention, a man of emotional safety, a man of sovereign presence. Do not try to impress her. Impress upon the world the strength of your spirit, and she will feel it without a word. You were not born to chase. You were born to attract, to command respect without ever raising your voice. This is the destiny of the man who dares to become whole in himself. Women don't just love men like this, they remember them for the rest of their lives. Become that man, become the calm in her chaos, become the fire that warms, not the fire that burns. And watch how the world and the feminine heart cannot help but respond. Drop a comment below. I move with purpose and power.